Hello children, today we are going to read a very interesting story, India at Play. That's lesson 5 in your textbook. Now play, whenever we hear the word play, we feel very happy, isn't it? Any free time is a play time. Some of us may be enjoying outdoor play, some of us may be enjoying indoor games, and now the most popular play time is playing games on the mobile or on the computer. But whatever kind it may be, the word play always gives us a feeling of joy, right? Even in school there are periods fixed, isn't it? Games period where you go out to play. So why is play so important that you have to put it in the school timetable also? This is so because play, any game, whenever we play, there's a lot of physical movement in the body. And physical movement in the body is very, very much required to keep us fit. We may not be able to do exercise every day. We may not be able to go to the gym. We may not be able to do workouts. But then even if we play simple games, outdoor games, it gives a lot of physical activity. At the same time, every game needs a lot of thinking, so it keeps your brain active. If you're playing an outdoor game, it is not just the physical activity, but a lot of game strategies are there, game rules are there. So you have to keep on thinking, what should I do to defeat the opponent? Same thing if it is an indoor game, then also we keep on following the rules, keep on using our brains. Now do what? To win the game. So games have always been very, very important in our life. And every country has its own game where it is like people go crazy. Like you've heard of soccer. Soccer word is used in the West, in US, in England. They don't say football, they say soccer, but it's basically the football game. Just like we go crazy when there are international cricket matches. We stop all our work and we just sit in front of the mobile or the TV to watch this match. So we get totally glued and engrossed in that. But this lesson, India at Play, is actually an expository kind of a writing. Expository. When we read the different stories in this book, you will see the stories are all in different, written different forms. Some give us information, some give us the writer's view, some give us detailed descriptions of what is happening. Yes, some stories are narratives, somebody else is telling and we are listening to what is happening. So this kind of story is called an expository. Expository means here the author is giving us the information of indigenous games in India. Indigenous means ये games सबसे पहले इंडिया में ही शुरू हुई थी और फिर ये दूसरे देश के लोग भी इसे देख के सीखे और खेले. और अभी तो कुछ 2-4 गेम ऐसे भी है जो इंटरनेशनल लेवल पे खेला जाता है. So the games mentioned in this story, the most common games are Kho-Kho, Kabaddi, Kite Flying, Gilli Danda. Then we have Chess and Kit-Kit. Right? These are traditional games. In every village it was played, and even now in many of the villages it's being played. And one more very interesting game which is not mentioned here is, Pitto. So you must have heard the names of most of these games and may also know how it is played. But still we'll just read the lesson to understand from where it came from and why these games are important. Now here one more important thing is, most of the time when physical games are not possible, you are glued to your mobile or computer game, right? See, when we play games, as I said, it's not just the physical activity and the thinking. You also learn to love your partners. You grow a team spirit. Then you meet your friends, you make new friends. So many things are there. But when you're sitting at home with a mobile or a computer playing a game, it's most of the time you're playing a solo game. Though there are some games where you need a group of people like PUBG and all. But then they don't give you any output as such. Right? There's so much of strain in your eyes, there's so much of strain in your body. So that's why it's advised not to play much of the games on the mobile. If you play simple games which involve physical activity, that is of more importance to your body, to your mind, to your environment, everything. Okay, so now let's come to the textbook and we begin the lesson. When I am reading, please follow the text very, very carefully. You can put your finger under the words if you find it difficult. So, India at play. When we think of sports, games like cricket, football and tennis come to mind. We rarely think of games such as kabaddi, gilli danda and kit-kit, though they have been with us for centuries and are played enthusiastically even almost every village and city of India. What are these games and where do they come from and what do they mean to us? Let's read. In the history of mankind, sports has always played an important role, both as a source of amusement and a means of keeping the mind and body fit. In ancient India, as with many ancient civilizations, it was not enough to gain knowledge. The health and fitness of one's mind was equally important. So what does it say? That in the history of mankind, means from the time man came on earth, people have been playing some sort of games. And we have proof of this also through our history books and through the cave paintings, so many things. Excavation has shown toys, how it were used, how it was placed. So it has always been a source of amusement here, means entertainment. Along with that, keeping the mind and the body fit. And when there were no schools in India, even that time when children went to ashrams, they not only studied there, they also played different types of games. The fencing, then wrestling, then archery. These are all things that they learned to keep their health and the mind fit. Long before India had embraced cricket and football games such as kite flying, kabaddi and kho-kho, to name a few, were played both by kings and commoners. So you see, these games were not only played by commoners, means the common people like us, but these games were played by the kings also. These games do not boast of having sports stars like Sachin Tendulkar or MC Mary Kom, but they are immensely popular even today. Interestingly, the earlier forms of some of these games existed even before the Mahabharata was written. So what does this mean? That these games like kite flying, kabaddi, they don't have famous players. Like Mr. X is a world famous kite player. We don't have something like that. Or we don't have somebody who is an excellent kho-kho player. Okay, just as you have Sachin Tendulkar, a world famous cricketer, you have MC Mary Kom, who is a wrestler. So, but at the same time, these are very, very popular, very, very famous, and some are as old as, or rather written even before Mahabharata was written in India. Okay. So the first game described here is Kho-Kho. Kho-Kho is one such example. Example of what? A game played in the ancient times. Ancient means बहुत साल पहले. A game of great agility and alertness in ancient times, it was played on raths or chariots and was known as Rathera. So you see, it was not played on the ground the way it is played now. People used to sit on rath and play this game. In its modern version, a chaser from a team tries to touch an opponent from the other team to get them out. The chaser may pass his or her task to a teammate sitting on the center line made on a rectangular field by touching the teammate's back and shouting "Ho!" So you can see how the game is being played in the video. The team that takes the shortest time to dismiss its rival wins. So it is a game of two groups. And there's one group which sits on a line, and there is one player from the opponent team who has to say "Kho," and this "Kho" person again has to catch that person who started the game, and this way you have to make all the team members out. So that is one game called Kho. Another game of touching and dismissing opponents is Kabaddi. It is said to have originated from the Mahabharata incident of Abhimanyu getting trapped in a Chakravyuh created by his enemies. Kabaddi is a game of breath control, raiding and dodging. A player raids the opposing team, tries to touch an opponent and return to his or her team, all the while chanting "Kabaddi, Kabaddi" and holding the breath. Now Kabaddi, if you wish to play Kabaddi, your lungs have to be very strong, because the moment you stop saying "Kabaddi, Kabaddi," you are out. So from your team, you will go to the opponent's team saying "Kabaddi, Kabaddi" and you have to touch someone there. But usually what happens, if you are not able to come out after touching someone, then all the team members will catch hold of you and you are out. At the Asian Games so far, India has always won gold in Kabaddi. So now Kabaddi is also played as an international game. Indian Premier League. It's a very, very popular game in the Asian countries now. Next is another popular sport dating back to the ancient time is wrestling. Wrestling, Kusti. The Mahabharata mentions Duryodhana and Bhima as accomplished wrestlers. Accomplished means excellent. They were very, very good. Nobody was able to defeat them. The most famous freestyle version of wrestling in India is Kusti. ये हम सब सुने हैं, हमें पता है. आपको पता है कैसे पहलवान होते हैं, कितने स्ट्रॉन्ग मसल्स दिखाते हैं वो. Kusti, which symbolizes bravery and strength. Pehlwans or wrestlers generally practice in akras or wrestling schools. So ये सीखने के लिए अलग स्कूल होती है जिसको हम अखाड़ास बोलते हैं. And Dangal's annual village competitions decide a new champion every year. So यहाँ जब competitions होता है तो जो winner होता है उसी को champion declare किया जाता है. Many Indian wrestlers such as Sushil Kumar, Geeta Phogat and Babita Kumari have gained international fame and became the face of Indian wrestling. Face of Indian wrestling means they symbolize or represent India or make India proud. Wrestling means a very important game of the past. The same way, the moment somebody hears Sushil Kumar in the foreign countries, they know, acha, it is that person in India who is a wrestler. Now, another very, very interesting game which I think all of you are fond of and must be or must have played it at least once in your lifetime till now, that is kite flying. But this kite flying is also like a festival, if you go to Gujarat during Makar Sankranti, that's in the month of January. an international kite festival is organized there, where huge kites of different shapes, sometimes in shape of dragon, sometimes in the shape of eagle, birds, they are flown, and competitors come from all over the world. On the on the banks of river Sabarmati, there is a huge area where this festival is held, and it goes on for 7 days, not one day. For 7 days, this kite festival is organized there. And if you go to Bihar and Bengal, there are fixed times in the year when we fly this kites, and the sky looks so colorful during those days. In India, sports also has a role in the celebration of festivals. Kite flying or patangbazi, played passionately by the nobility during medieval times. Nobility means even the kings during the medieval India, that you have learned in history, now make many joyous occasions in India. The International Kite Festival is held every year in Gujarat during Makar Sankranti. On 15th August, the sky is dotted with kites as people celebrate Independence Day. Kite battles are also held, where one kite flyer entangles the string of his or her kite around another's and tries to cut it. So kite flying, no? It is not just the flying the kite, but आपके काइट से किसी और का काइट काटते हो. वो धागा बहुत स्ट्रांग होता है, आप उसको फंसाने की कोशिश करते हो अपना काइट सामने वाले के काइट से, और खींचते हो तो वो कट जाता है. सो दैट इज द फन ऑफ दैट गेम. हाउ मेनी पीपल्स काइट यू कैन कट एंड कलेक्ट, राइट? So we will study till here only now. We'll just see which are the words that we need to know, the meanings as well as how to pronounce them.